G'day, you're watching CruiseAway, your first port of call if you're looking for incredible value holidays that you can book today with a toll-free telephone call. In fact, in this show, you'll be able to book your dream getaway from as little as $400 per person deposit. Sounds good to me. And coming up, we're planning ahead for next year with 3 cruise and stay packages that could take you to the cherry blossoms of Japan. We've got your chance to cruise the Caribbean in luxury, plus a cheeky New Year's getaway from Sydney, taking in the best of Australia and Tasmania. But before we get you away, let us tell you a little bit more about us.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Let's go cruising.
Absolutely
indeed.
Ready. And even though we are talking about next year, why would we be talking about planning next year's holiday right now? I mean, we're in the early part of this year right now. Well, it's about the world, basically. Without going into the ins and outs of the world, you know that the price rises in travel are definitely rolling down the hill towards us. So what we're doing is we're locking in some great deals right now by working with the cruise lines, with hotel brands and the airlines, working with all of those together. And of course, remember, using our experience, which is over 25 years worth of experience, don't we look good on it, here at CruiseAway, to lock in some amazing deals right now for some big experiences, so we're not paying more for them down the line.
And do you know what? It's about bringing the world to you as well when you go on a cruise. Because we take care of everything from those flights if needed. If you're not just cruising out of Oz and there's flights included, they're included. Then you have everything on board the ship, of course, you know, apart from a couple of additional extras, but you've got your nightly shows, your food in several dining options, of course your bed's made every day. It's things like that. Oh, and swimming pools and the gym. It's things like that that you would have to pay extra for pretty much anywhere else you go that are included on a cruise that make it so easy. And it's easy to budget as well when that happens.
Definitely. And that's the thing, isn't it? You want an easy holiday. You want it to feel like a holiday. You want to come back feeling refreshed, relaxed and wanting to go again. That's what it's all about. Now, we are starting at the very pinnacle of cruising right now. In fact, if it wasn't for Cunard Line, there really wouldn't be any such thing as luxury cruising, let me tell you, because it was Cunard that set the standard, and we are going on one of the most magical experiences you could ever wish for right now. The luxury spring flowers in Japan. People talk about it all the time. You can almost smell the cherry blossom in the air, can't you, Jo?
Wow, what an experience to get to potentially see those incredible cherry blossoms in bloom, and the pictures you'll have and the stories you'll have to share as well. And like you said, Derek, you know, the pinnacle of cruising is Cunard, and you'll get to experience where it all began when you fly from Sydney to Tokyo, and you'll enjoy a 3-night pre-cruise stay in the bustling, exciting capital of Japan, fabulous Tokyo. Now, whether you are spending your time just strolling from district to district, taking in everything from the street art to those world famous, vibrantly colourful LED signs in the centre of town, or seeing some incredible history, you will love everything Tokyo represents. You know, that the Japanese people are very friendly and welcoming and very serene and calming, and I just think it's a really lovely place and a complete change of pace probably from what you're used to back home to visit Japan. You know, you might want to head onto that bullet train for that sort of thrill-seeking experience, or grab some of the best sushi on earth, of course. It's Japan after all, or tempura. I mean, there's many dishes I could reel off here that you probably love and can't wait to see where it all began. But Tokyo is waiting for you, and then you're going to be joining the gorgeous, elegant and glamorous Queen Elizabeth for your amazing 10-night adventure. Oh, well, here she is in all of her fabulous White Star glory. It's a rare chance to be on board the Queen Elizabeth in this part of the world. It's normally only not even once a year that these ships venture into this territory. So the amazing thing about that is they're going to be, you know, flying on board world experts in this part of the world to give you incredible lectures, because it is about enrichment when you're on Cunard as well, with them being that you know, real White Star luxury ship. They even have a little museum on board to talk you through the history of White Star Line and why it's so famous. Now, you're going to have to enjoy, and you must, this is a must, the white gloved afternoon tea, which, by the way, you can do every afternoon if you want to, in the dining room or in the winter gallery upstairs. Just beautiful vessel and cruising like it was always supposed to be, which is, you know, really glamorous and gorgeous. And do you know what? It's about the former nights on Cunard too. They're famous for them. If you imagine yourself and picture yourself strolling down the stairs arm in arm in your favourite dress, ladies, and you know, your handsome gent in his beautiful tuxedo, then this is going to be the place where you can do it, of course. And you know, maybe dust off your glad rags. They might have been sitting there in the wardrobe for some time when you're heading on board a gorgeous Cunard cruise. Also, they're famous for their dancing. They have dance experts on board to teach you all kinds of different dance styles. And
it's the whole feel on board, really, isn't it? I mean, this really is quintessential elegance. It is the height of luxury. It is a very, very special feeling when you are on board as well. So we're sailing out of the port for Tokyo, which is Yokohama.
Yes, and then we're into Kagoshima, where you can view an active volcano that faces Ginkgo Bay, or the Nagisa Lava Trail. Very interesting. We love to hike, and it's the port for Mount Fuji. On to Jeju, which is in South Korea, which is verdant and rich and lush. It has dramatic volcanic landscapes and gorgeous waterfalls as well. Hopping over to Keelung in Taipei, Taiwan, for the Martyrs Shrine and the Fumin Waterfront Park next in your itinerary. And then we're on into Nagasaki, where you can visit the Peace Park and the Suwa Shrine, or perhaps head over to the beautiful lookout at Inasayama. Lovely to see those overviews. We're into Miyazaki next, where you can go to some of the top rated beaches in Japan with the best waters for swimming as well. Gorgeous. Then back into Tokyo, where we will disembark, and we've included your transfer back to the airport, where we'll fly you back to Oz, into Sydney. Now, if you do want to extend your stay or go to another airport, please speak to the team at CruiseAway. But this is a lovely little snapshot of some of the best of Japan, where you will get to take in potentially those beautiful spring cherry blossoms. Amazing.
What a perfect holiday. I love the fact that actually the length of this holiday is perfect. You've got a really, really wonderful 3 nights in Tokyo before you even take the cruise as well. Now, listen, if you want us to arrange a city tour in Tokyo as well as part of your adventure, again, speak to the team, because we can make that happen for you. There is so much included in this holiday as well. You've got your flights, you've got that stay in Tokyo, plus that amazing cruise with Cunard. We've even included the transfer at the end of the cruise to get you from the cruise port back to the airport, back for the flight back to Sydney. Now, this is the 11th of May next year, so we're going to lock in a great deal, and we're going to give you the opportunity to put a low deposit down on this right now. Let's have a look at our price tag, because there is so much included. This is the kind of pinnacle of cruising, if you like. At a price tag you would not really expect for Cunard at all. You would expect that price to be much, much more. And this is what we're talking about, making those arrangements for next year. And just be well aware that this is subject to availability, because there will be people from around the world booking on this cruise as well. So the sooner you get this locked in, the sooner we can get you reserved on board the ship as well. Now, you can put a deposit down of just $500 each today to make this and to lock in this deal as well. It is amazing. Now, let's have a look at the opportunities as well, because remember, stateroom wise, while you're on board Queen Elizabeth, you can upgrade that stateroom as well. Obviously, we always put the best prices on screen for you first, and then give you the option if you want to upgrade your experience from there. Let me tell you that you are on, reputation-wise, the cruise line of the cruise industry. It's what everyone kind of aims for, whether you've done 100 cruises or whether you've never cruised before. If you've never cruised before, then actually you are going straight to the pinnacle, really, on this one. So if you want to know more, speak to our team right now. Remember, it is subject to availability. 1300 306 134 is our toll-free telephone number as well. Don't forget the website, because there's a massive selection of offers on our website. But when you see a show right now on your screens, just make make sure that you stop everything and clear the diary and get ready to make some big holiday plans. So next up, we're switching cruise lines and we're staying luxury, completely and utterly luxury, with Celebrity Cruises next. Now, Celebrity, honestly, like the most up-to-date boutique hotel. We've done Celebrity recently, haven't we? Like the most bang-up-to-date boutique hotel, but at a price tag that's really accessible. And also it's not overly formal either. It's comfortable, it's relaxing. You know, you can be out there on the pool deck and just indulge, can't you?
Yeah, you don't feel under any pressure to do anything at any time when you're on board Celebrity. It's new luxury at its finest, and like you said, it's that boutique experience, but without the price tag.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go on board a Celebrity vessel, particularly on the Beyond that you'll be venturing on this trip, you will be completely awe-inspired by the surroundings. They're sublime. So we're going to be heading to the Caribbean and Panama in luxury, new luxury, for 15 nights on the 9th of March next year. We're going to fly you from Sydney to Fort Lauderdale, where the holiday begins with a two-night pre-cruise stay. This is brilliant. South Florida, gorgeous Fort Lauderdale. You can head to Las Olas for a spot shopping and cruising around those lovely boutiques and restaurants, or maybe you'll head out to Sawgrass Mills Mall, which is one of the most famous outlet malls in America. Sensational shopping there. Fort Lauderdale Beach is also absolutely beautiful. It's just off the Gulf of Mexico, so you are getting that warm, temperate climate all year round as well. But it's just such a fun, relaxed beach vibe being in Fort Lauderdale. Breakfast along Las Olas Boulevard or Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard is also an absolute must. The A1A, of course, Oceanfront Drive. Love that. And then you can head out on a boat to maybe just take in a little trip. And of course, you're on just, around the corner from Miami here as well, and everything Miami has to offer, from Wynwood Arts District to more fabulous shopping. Oh, don't forget to do an Everglades safari as well to see some of those alligators in their natural habitat. Then we'll be boarding the fabulous Celebrity Beyond for your Beyond experience. She was only launched last year, and I tell you what, having been on this incredible vessel, she just defies expectations beyond measure. From the open air feel all around the ship, it just has that incredible indoor-outdoor vibe. The aesthetics, the design elements, the flow of the ship, everything about it just is entrenched in luxury, but without the feeling of having to spend for that high-end luxury. So, look at the roof garden here.
It's incredible, isn't it? And some of the biggest names in design worldwide have been involved and been given pretty much a blank checkbook to put their own stamp on the revitalised and the new designs. I mean, this is the Edge class with Celebrity, and they are amazing. They're a complete game changer. Even if you've been on a Celebrity ship before, maybe you've been on one of the Solstice class ships before, this is literally turning a new page for Celebrity. Everything's so clean and bright and bold and new. It feels like, sometimes when you've been to a boutique hotel, you think, oh, this is a bit dated, what a shame. It used to be nice. These cruise ships are like that boutique hotel experience, but it's not just the bedroom, it's the whole thing, isn't it?
The whole ship. And it's not that harsh fluorescent lighting that maybe your old sort of fashion concept of a cruise is. No, it's not. It's about the most incredible lighting design everywhere you go that is perfectly appointed and curated for each space. Whether it be dining, and the options are plentiful, from La Petite Chef, where you actually get a little tiny chef making dinner for you in a specialty restaurant, through to their main dining room, which is, of course, has so many delicious options every single night of the week. Look at this atrium martini bar. They do flair bartending shows there, by the way. Just the spaces are absolutely divine, and Eden is gorgeous for your cocktails at the back of the ship. It is literally, as the name suggests, Eden. They've got plants and flowers there. They've also got themed cocktails that tie in with the theme as well. Oh, and this magic carpet. So this is kind of like a pop-up restaurant, a bar, and also a tender platform, depending on what day of the week it is and where they are visiting. So, and then we haven't even touched on the spa. The spa is amazing and has one of the most extensive menus at sea. Now, we're going to be on board for 11 nights, cruising out of fabulous Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and our first port is gorgeous Cartagena, Colombia, the colourful, enigmatic walled city where Central America meets Europe. Then we're transiting the Panama Canal, where you'll get to enjoy 100 years plus of amazing engineering, and you'll be talked through the entire experience by a guide. Fantastic. On to Colón, Panama, where you can head to the Fort San Lorenzo or the Portobello National Park, or indeed the observation centre there of the canal expansion. Hopping at sea into Oranjestad, Aruba, where Holland meets the tropics. Lovely pastel houses and boardwalks there beckon you in, with luxury shopping as well. Onto another ABC Isle, Willemstad, Curacao here, which is a beautiful area right by the ship to explore, and the Queen Emma pontoon bridge, also amazing. Now, it goes without saying, in the ABC Isles, there's amazing beaches, and Groenlandic Bonaire really boasts some of the best in the world, as does it the best diving and snorkeling. Then we're heading back into Fort Lauderdale, where you will enjoy another night in a hotel before we fly you back to Australia, back into Sydney. And it's lovely to just do that end of cruise. We're tying it sort of bookends with the Fort Lauderdale stays, where you can do that spot of shopping, which you absolutely have to do when you're in Florida. You can't miss out on some of the offerings there. And just enjoy and kick back and relax on the beach and reflect on your amazing cruise adventure, taking in the Caribbean and Central America. How wonderful.
Go and have a food adventure as well while you're in Fort Lauderdale as well, because I found the first time when I went to the States, just looking at food menus is just incredible. It's like a complete indulgence. I love this holiday, and of course you can make this holiday a lot longer if you wanted to as well. Extend the stay in Fort Lauderdale, go from Fort Lauderdale at the end of the hotel to somewhere else in the States before you go back to Sydney. The world, as they say, is your pearl. Oyster, even. Well, oyster pearl, same thing, isn't it? You have an incredible opportunity here, again, to lock in some brilliant value with one of the biggest, boldest luxury cruise lines that there is here, and us here at CruiseAway, with the stays, with the flights included as well. Have a look at this price tag, because it is absolutely brilliant, considering this is for March of next year. $5,699 per person, or today you can lock that deal in for just $500 each. So a low deposit today gets this secured. You've got all the anticipation, the best part of a year of anticipation before this holiday happens, which is brilliant. Then you've got the holiday itself, and it's so varied with celebrity, and you've got the stay in Fort Lauderdale, in fact, before and a night at the end after the cruise as well. I think this is amazing value for money, and there's lots of ways you could tinker with this holiday as well, make it even longer if you wanted to, if it was a significant occasion or second honeymoon, or you just fancy, you know, dotting around, you've got some extra time. This is a great base package to work with, isn't it? Let's have a look at the details then as well, because this really is amazing. The ultimate in luxury. So the flight from Sydney to Fort Lauderdale, that's included. 2 nights in a hotel in Fort Lauderdale, that's included for you as well. Then 11 nights on the still new Celebrity Beyond. She's absolutely stunning. It's an amazing itinerary as well, taking you through Colombia, through the Panama Canal, onwards out to the Caribbean, coming back into Fort Lauderdale with an extra night in a hotel before you then fly back back to Sydney, should I say. Listen, if you want to fly from other cities, just let us know. Speak to the team. 1300 306 134 is our toll-free telephone number. So if you ever need any advice whatsoever, please feel free to call, because you're not under any obligation to book, just to ask a question. And there's no such thing as a silly question either. 1300 306 134. And our experience is really, really key to what we do here at CruiseAway.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
And I think when you know you want to, and these offers are very, very tempting, knowing that you've got a company that has been around for over 25 years, I mean, that really counts for something in travel, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you have that confidence that you're taken care of in every element of booking. So we really do make it so easy for you. And this next trip is very close to home. So that's even easier, isn't it? We're going to be heading to Southern Australia and Tasmania on the 2nd of January next year, where you'll embark the Noordam from Holland America Line in Sydney for your 11-night cruise. Nice and easy, right? Whether you're local to Sydney or you're just taking a national flight, it still is a pretty fuss-free way of venturing off onto the seven seas and exploring fantastic Holland America Line. Holland America Line is not so often in Australia and Tasmania, more so recently, but the beauty is these ships are really different to other cruise lines. I really do feel like they have kind of carved out their own niche in the market. It's much more low-key luxury, so you'll find that it's sort of more relaxed spaces around the ship, lower lighting, and it is about you voyaging rather than just, heading on a cruise, because they want to make that enrichment key when you're on Holland America Line. From, enjoying America's Test Kitchen, where you have live onboard cooking shows and hands-on workshops with your party planner and executive chefs, through to the Exploration Central, which is immersive onboard programming designed to make your journey more engaging, and your own exploration guide to talk you through everything from the destinations and different shore excursions that are on offer, through to people that have flown on board, experts that have flown on board to talk to you as well about the destinations. It really is about that immersive experience at sea, and something that is more than just I don't like to say, because there's no average cruise, they're all no two that are identical, but this is definitely above and beyond the regular realm of cruising, and that's the exciting thing about Holland America Line. And I spent many happy years working on board with this company, just constantly impressed by the exceptional service and the food and drink, which are second to none in my opinion. Yet you must go to the Pinnacle Grill if you want to enjoy that amazing steakhouse experience. But the main dining room, whether it is lobster night, surf and turf, or baked Alaska night, they make it much more of a dining experience rather than just a regular restaurant dinner. And that's, part of the fun of cruising as well.
All looks pretty good to me, doesn't it? It looks absolutely wonderful. This is great. This kind of holiday, by the way, if you've never taken a cruise before, is great for people who find it very, very difficult to switch off, because it really does. Yes. It gets you away from the everyday. It gets you away from your gadgets. Yes, there's Wi-Fi if you want to get it and whatever, but essentially this really is a getaway. So we're sailing out of Sydney for 11 nights.
Indeed, heading into Port Arthur, Tasmania for our first port, with beautiful historical sites. Of course, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Then we're on into Hobart, and of course in the Apple Isle, this is the capital. You have Port Arthur there, you have the lovely Russell Falls, and you can have an overnight in Hobart. So this will give you time to enjoy some of the very famous restaurants and bars that Hobart is known for also, and that wonderful cottage industry that it's also known for. Then we're into Adelaide. We have another overnight on board, perhaps your chance to visit some wineries, grab a pie floater, or just enjoy the 20-minute city. That's what it's known as, of course. You can get everywhere around in 20 minutes, or catch up with some relatives maybe in the area, which is also great. On into Kangaroo Island next, which is quite a remarkable wildlife sanctuary. You've got the remarkable rocks there to visit, Seal Bay, of course, and Flinders Chase National Park. Then we're into gorgeous Phillip Island, where if you can catch that penguin parade with those adorable little penguins. It's such an amazing experience. Then we're on at sea, cruising back into Sydney to disembark after this lovely close to home adventure. Easy breezy on one of the most beautiful ships you'll ever experience. And maybe it's your first cruise, so this is going to be one for the ages. Trust me on this.
Yeah, really, really nice. Now, just to talk about overnights as well, because we mentioned overnights in there. What happens usually is a cruise ship will arrive into a port sort of early morning and will stay usually until late afternoon, sometimes into the evening. But when you have an overnight, you'll arrive on one day and not leave until the following day. So it means that you can get into a place and you can do night experiences as well. Again, as we talked about, maybe you've got friends or relatives in these parts where the ports are staying for an overnight. You can catch up with them. You could go for dinner with them. You know, you could really, really take some very, very different experiences. This is a really easy one as well. And if you need help with flights to Sydney, because obviously this is sailing to and from Sydney, but if you need to fly into Sydney, let us know. We can sort that out for you as well. But a lovely way to kind of ring in 2024. So you do all your New Year celebration, whatever that entails, and then on the 2nd of January, you're off on this wonderful cruise. And the price tag is amazing, honestly, because as Joe says, this is a home from home, really, really comfortable, luxurious, it's not formal, it's not stuffy, it's nice and comfortable and relaxing. It's classic cruising here. And this price tag is amazing, but you can also put a low deposit down on this today of just $400 each to make that possible for early next year. So you're locking in a great deal at an amazing price right now. Let's have a look at the details as well, because that's based on an inside stateroom. So if you want to go to an ocean view where you get obviously a slightly larger stateroom and of course the view out into the ocean, or a balcony where literally you open your doors to the fresh air and sit out on your balcony, maybe enjoy some room service breakfast and do something like that would be amazing. Honestly, it's such a nice experience, and the balconies do sell out very, very quickly indeed. So listen, 1300 306 134 is our toll-free telephone number. If you want to know more, if you're ready to book that right now, remember you can do it for that low deposit as well of just $400 each, which is incredible. You lucky, lucky people.
I'm sorry, Derek, you lost me at room service breakfast some time ago, because now I'm just thinking about the Eggs Benedict station on the Lido deck on Holland America Line.
So nice.
And everything they have for breakfast, the pancakes, the waffles, the fruit, the granola, the avocado on toast. I mean, you can literally have anything your heart desires.
Well, and then that's the great thing. Food is such a feature. We talk about it a lot when it comes to cruise lines, a heck of a lot, because it features quite a lot. And it's also nice to have that massive choice, and you don't have to have a pot or a pan in your hand. You don't have to go out and buy the ingredients. It's all there, served up in front of you. It's a real treat.
Yeah, and lots of different influences, from Mexican to Thai to Chinese to classic British. I mean, you've got everything your heart desires. So you need to get booking and treat yourselves to a most amazing cruise.
Absolutely. Call us toll free now, 1300 306 134, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon.